Hi, I'm Michael Chase and welcome to Cup of Joe, an interview series where we have caffeinated conversations with wickedly smart people about how brands are transforming the way they engage with people. Today we are speaking with the incredibly dynamic and wickedly smart Dalia Asterbadi, CEO, founder, and chief data scientist of Verve.ai. A hybrid engineer and marketer, Dalia has been blazing trails in the computer science world since she was 8 years old. Author of Making It in High Heels and the 31 Immutable Plays of Prospecting, Dalia is an expert in the world of machine learning, having completed her PhD thesis at Stanford, and a key thinker in the exploding world of data. I guess my first question on top of my head is the world of marketing technology, or MarTech as we know it, has been seeing some incredibly massive disruptions. From your standpoint, what are some of the biggest disruptions you've seen out there today?
Well, first of all, I think in the last 15 years, since Club Runner all the way down to Real Social, one thing I have seen is the rise of automation, the rise of counting things, and now the big disruptions are those who are helping marketers become heroes. Real disruptors are helping take situation analysis, inject real kind of value add, customer-centric conversations, and I think the real disruptions are really acknowledging people and saying, look, we know you've got a lot of functionality. Let's sort of take that one level up and see how we can introduce confidence to that functionality.
How do you see people dealing with the world of big data today?
The reality of big data and dealing with it is really understanding what you as an organization want to uncover, whether they're blind spots or key elements in your customer journey, that if you could individualize that or act on it at scale, what that would do to unlock ROI and, of course, build competitive edge.
That blurring world of sales and marketing and where it's going, what do you see the future of that? Because I don't know if people really understand it today.
Today's world, it's who's here in marketing, and all of us need to get up. And if we understand that if we can lend a role in how we can capture, analyze, track, perform, and engage at every stage, sales and marketing will be less about misalignment and more around opportunity and brand equity.
What's interesting is as robotics, machine learning, artificial intelligence start to enter our world and people start to get a little afraid of it and think Terminator and the Terminator world's coming and our world's going to end because the robots are going to take over. Are we taking that too far?
This notion of computer-generated data or intelligence, as we say, has been part of the sort of foundational elements of the first compiler. And at the same token, it's about improving process. So this Skynet notion, it's interesting, which is why I say when we talk about AI and the promise of augmented intelligence and the future towards how we embrace technology in our communications practices, I would rather say this is a moment where we can apply situation analysis, where we can be a triage with our technology, not a sort of byproduct or a victim of it. And if you embrace that attitude, what you're really essentially saying is I'm going to inject more confidence in the talent behind technology.
So how do we look at the world of content and good content through artificial intelligence?
Google, like all of us in this space, are just trying to add new dimensions so that we can optimize to the audience or to the reader, to the searcher, because not everyone is treated equally, and I think this is what we're seeing in general when it comes to customer centricity.
So that brings up an interesting world for retailers and brands. How do they go out there and embrace this new technology?
I actually think this is one of the best opportunities for retailers and brands. And one example I like to show is a company called Starbucks. You know, they over and over have one of the best applications, have one of the greatest loyalty, and they have the most important competitive advantage, which is the front line. You know, I'm certain they have a great team behind their information, their innovation, but we don't hear them spending hundreds of millions of dollars trying to look at data in history and proactively find moments. They're out there embracing that, and that frontline advantage is the opportunity I see for all of us, where you can take that technology and start looking at methods of communication that go beyond parity.
Just wrapping up today, what do you think the one thing brands can do to help them transform the way they engage with people?
Sometimes our biggest mistake is we think our customers think about us as much as we think about them. And if we can just change that, I think we could get into a really interesting time, and the best one for that matter.
Well, thank you, Dalia. It's been an excellent conversation. I think you've opened our eyes to the world of the machines and how they integrate into our world. Thank you.
Thank you.